right. Hi, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us. Thanks for your patience. This is Stop Questioning Everything, the official Drug Receipts podcast. We are the brand bringing Web3 to streetwear and streetwear to Web3 in the form of digital wearables and physical apparel, all featuring DR experience augmented reality. We are your trusted source for mind-altering content, bringing you the pillars of art and subversion, science and skepticism, and community and sport. Today is Thursday, May 11th, 2023 in the US, and it's May 13th, Friday in New Zealand. My name's Arlo Eisenberg. I'll be your host. I'm the founder and creator of Drug Receipts. This is episode number 33. And it has been a momentous, eventful couple of weeks. We were at Blading Cup. We have revealed all of our Kill Team Stabby collection. We have had a whole lot going on, so there's plenty to get caught up on. And to help us do it, we brought in Brooke Howard Smith, who was at Blading Cup, so he will have a lot to report from there. We had a very special Hoax 2 reunion, so we will give you all the inside scoop on that. As always, we're going to have Brooke, Trevor, myself, Jesse. We're all very good at talking. We will definitely not leave you wanting for our words here, but we will also be sharing a lot of visual content. So we always encourage you to watch the YouTube stream. We do record this, so you can always check out the channel anytime, Drug Receipts on YouTube, if you don't catch the live podcast here. So if you're listening on a streaming service, just let that be a note to you that we do encourage you to watch the stream on YouTube, because we're going to be showing a lot of content. We'll be sharing videos from the Blading Cup. We'll be showing you some videos of our digital wearables and our physical apparel. We just got a lot of great content, but it will not be a waste of your time if you listen to it. We will tell some great stories. Oh, and as always, join us on our Discord, discord.gg/drug receipts. That's always where you get the best experience, because all of our drug snugglers are over there in the Discord, or you can follow along in the chat here on YouTube. Like and subscribe, please. This is our 33rd episode, so we've been putting a lot of these out, and we've got a lot more for you, and it helps us out a lot when you guys like and subscribe to the channel. All right. So with that said, let's bring some people on. We've got a lot to get into. Let's bring on Brooke and Trevor. Wow. Okay.
Yes. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good night. Where are you, Brooke?
Happy April 42nd, guys. This is actually a really special day in the Web3 world. April 42nd, you'll remember 2022 was a delivery date that we managed to get a bunch of stuff that was supposed to be in April into April 42nd. So I didn't realize until Arlo, you started doing your insane mathematics that put us another day in the future.
It wasn't my mathematics. It was that time warp that you're in the midst of. I can see.
He's somewhere between the 12th and 13th in the void.
Your Star Trek or Star Wars hyperspace.
For those of you that haven't ever traveled between Los Angeles and Auckland, you go to sleep on like Thursday night, and then you wake up on Saturday morning. So you lose a whole day, which is an interesting little moment. And if you go the other way, obviously you can have 2 Christmases or 2 birthdays.
Brooke, we were traveling at the same time approximately to get to Blading Cup. I was just coming from Texas, but you were coming from New Zealand. But as I was following the Instagram post, it seemed like a tale of 2 worlds, where I was struggling on the cheapest airline you can fly, Frontier Airlines, and had the worst experience ever. Yeah. The flights were canceled, the luggage was misdirected, and then there you are posting like
hot towel. The hot towel they gave me was, there's
like beautiful lighting, like a bench seat to yourself.
It must be frustrating, Brooke, when you only get 2 ice cubes instead of 3 in your G&T. That must be particularly.
New Zealand has full beds, and so like at some point in time, and I was going to say my hot towel was just a little bit too hot. When they put that thing over you and you're sipping on your champagne, and it's just a temperature variance. But in New Zealand, so at some point in time, they just come along. They go, "Would you like us to make your bed?" And they take it apart, the whole thing comes apart, and it turns into a full lie down bed. Oh, so I arrived refreshed. It's great.
No, I hope somebody screenshots Arlo's facial expression while you were telling that story and the horrors of his journey.
Well, Brooke, I didn't realize we were both struggling. So I'm sorry that I was so quick to judge you.
You know, it's so funny because, you know, you still live your life as a, you know, we talk about best being frozen in time as a 21-year-old, sleeping on futons at your friend's house. You know, it's insane. It's insane.
You can never be too thrifty.
I think you're wrong.
But speaking of being too thrifty, so I'm noticing that Trevor's got on his DRX shirt. I've got on a new one from Blading Cup. And normally I'd say, oh, yeah, Brooke, I understand you're in New Zealand. You don't always get access to this stuff. But you just came from Blading Cup.
Yeah.
Did you not stock up on stuff while you were there?
So I've got, in my bag, I've got a DRX shirt. And I was so worried that I was going to be late for this podcast, which started a half hour after I arrived. Mm-hmm. So I had all the time to get changed. I'll go get my kill team on in a second. But yeah.
Okay.
I mean, but I was thinking about drawing something on here. Remember when we used to draw
live drawing
before Senate really began? We would draw on the t-shirts, right, Arlo? We'd draw.
Well, so it's interesting you say that because I noticed as we were reviewing and getting ready for Hoax 2, and it reminded me that one of the things I did was I bought a bunch of white shirts and brought Sharpie, and I would like draw a different graphic every day on the tour.
Yeah, I think you did the Brooks Little Bitch.
My daughter still has one of those shirts. I'm pretty sure. I mean, it is probably the one that's literally falling apart. But
right. So listen,
now we've
got to cram all this content into 8 short hours, and so you've got me for 1 hour. Not even that now. In fact, 40 minutes. So let's
get into it. Because before we get into Blading Cup, we want to talk about. Before we get into the Blading Cup, we want to talk about the Kill Team Stabby collection because we just did our final reveals last week. So everyone that's got the onesie, they found out that they have the onesie. All the rest of us got our hoodies. And now anybody that wants anything, if you want a onesie, if you didn't get one, you can go onto OpenSea and you can find the onesie that you want, or you can find a hoodie in your size. They're on OpenSea right now. No, they're not.
Right now.
Oh, yes, right now. Okay. Yes, I thought you were reprimanding me. No, Marlo. But you're like, oh, yeah. Praise the Lord. Okay, cool. Yeah, so
it's been pretty exciting in the Discord, right? Lots of people jumping in, trying to figure out the onesies. They've hit the open market. It's a pretty exciting time for us.
And there's 4 for sale. And I literally got some ETH yesterday. So this is, that's a good price. Like, I think if
you got some ETH yesterday? Are you talking about the $20 I sent you? Because you're going to need a little more than that.
No, you know what? But it is, let's not get into gas prices.
Yeah, no,
every little bit counts.
Points in a minute, Rook.
$216 for this onesie looks pretty good though, doesn't it? What size?
And you will pay about that in gas also.
Medium large, huh?
Yeah. Okay. So, but let's take a look at what we're talking about because this stuff is so cool. So what were revealed were the hoodies and the onesies, and we'll start by taking a look at the digital wearable for the hoodie. Which, I mean, the real life hoodies are sick, and the digital wearables are sick. It is a sick product all the way around. Mm-hmm. The first one we're going to look at is the purple version, and purple is kind of like a signature drug receipts color. It's got the augmented reality, the signature prescription, the peel down corner up in the top left. That lets you know that if you have this digital wearable with the DRX prescription, you can take it into the drugstore, drx.store right now, and you can claim or redeem a physical apparel item, the corresponding physical apparel item for that. So really cool.
And so for people who have been living under a rock, which is definitely no one listening right now, but possibly watching this on the recap, that was a purple hoodie in large. So when you are shopping around on OpenSea for unclaimed, you've got to make sure you buy the right size. Yeah.
So look at that. Like, so for me, I was all excited about 4 of the onesies being available, but it turns out they're all medium large, right? I think. Were they all? Is that right? I think they're all the one size. Yeah, they're all medium large and medium to large, which is a good size for average people. I'd need something bigger. But this, again, kind of hints at when you're minting these things, predicting kind of what what size is going to be popular, where you're going to be able to kind of like potentially get your best aftermarket value.
Mm-hmm.
I would have gone double XL. I did go
You
double
would have
XL.
gone double XL.
I did go double XL on my stuff. What's that? Yeah. That's, anyways, there's one in there. I can see one, but it's just not listed.
Which, by the way, because you were one of the only people in the world that had one when we did the promos, does that mean you sacrificed it for a celebrity or something?
Yeah, I gave it to Kings, who I've got to organize him to do his content. He didn't really understand anything I said. I poorly briefed him. So yeah, Kings is an amazing rapper down here. Very good. Incredible guy. Check him out.
Awesome.
I think you raise an interesting point that, if you aren't planning on claiming the physical wearable for yourself, if your intention is to sell it, it's probably a good time to do that, right? Because people are looking around right now at the collection. It's just been revealed. This is probably I
need to buy one.
Looking to buy one. So
if you got an XL to 2XL, I'm in. I can see one there.
Bildo says he's got
Bildo's
one.
got one.
Bildo in the comments.
There you go. You know he's gonna read me.
He's going to milk you for all the You might need to tap Arlo for another $20, I think. I don't know if Bildo's going to let you off that lightly.
Didn't you offer to let him crash in your Airbnb?
I did.
Credit built up with him.
Exactly. That's a credit. Yep. Okay. Well, okay. And moving along, let's go, guys.
All right, let's take a look at the black one, because purple is drug receipts, but black is just so menacing. And the hot pink accents. I mean, yeah, the hoodies just came out so snug and cool. And the onesie was like the prize. That was the rare thing everyone was going for. But I kept telling people that the hoodie is not just like some comforting consolation prize. It is a very badass piece of apparel in its own right.
Technically, you're going to get a lot more wear out of the hoodie, I think. I think you wear the hoodie all the time.
Right, exactly. So if you got so even if you got the onesie, chances are good you're going to be in the market for a hoodie also.
Although weather in New Zealand's turned nasty, and I don't know if that hoodie's going to, that onesie is going to stay as a backdrop much longer. I think it's going to be more in the foreground. Yeah, if it gets much colder.
Are you getting cold there?
Oh man, it was under 10 degrees overnight. I think anything under 10 degrees is cold. I don't care who you are. As soon as it drops below 10 degrees, it's at about 40 for you guys, something like that.
He's part koala, and they can't take the cold.
Can't take the cold. Even after more than a decade of it, I still suffer through the winters. I'm a miserable old bastard.
All right, let's take a look at the onesie. Trevor asked for it. So,
what a great segue.
Well, but this is interesting because the onesies, actually, we've been looking at the onesies, the physical onesies a lot, but we have not seen the digital wearable yet. We've seen it as worn by the crypto walkers in the female collection. But this one is slightly different. This is actually a hybrid. It's somewhere between what the females are wearing in the Walker World collection and what the actual physical onesie looks like. But it came out really awesome. Trevor, I can see yours hanging on the wall in the background. It's a pretty faithful representation of what the onesies look like.
Yeah, it's interesting that we had to bring the digital in line with the physical.
Exactly.
To improve it to match, right? Rather than the other way around. Yeah.
It was interesting because the crypto walkers, which is now Walker World, but the onesie that appeared in their collection, that was developed way before we even, cut the first piece of fabric for our physical onesie. So after we developed the onesie, we had to go back and make some changes to the digital piece. Yeah, it was an interesting process, kind of the whole loop there. But so what we just showed you was an unclaimed onesie, right? Anytime you see the pink background, that means that the physical item has not been claimed. So if you pick one of those up on OpenSea, you can take it into the drugstore, drx.store, and you can get the corresponding physical item. I just want to show one more of what this thing looks like. Do we have an unclaimed?
Yeah, we've got a claimed one to show. So that's what.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. So it gets the gray background. Exactly. And the gray, all of our wearables that have the gray background just means that there is no corresponding physical piece anymore to be claimed. But these are all designed with the idea that they will be operable or interoperable across multiple different collections as soon as they start coming online. So we know it's already going to appear in Walker World. We have designs to get it on, whatever collection we can within the Futureverse. And we are talking to multiple partners about interoperability. So there is also value in the digital wearables as well.
Yes, it's exciting that market's heating up, right? Was it Pudgies that just revealed like a little gamification of personalizing your Pudgy, and this concept of swappables and personalizing your digital IDs becoming more real almost every day.
That actually reminds me, Trevor, because something that we get a lot is kind of like when 3D, and we've always said someday there will be 3D renderings of our characters. But in the meantime, don't get it twisted. I mean, we are producing so much 3D content. Those wearables that we're showing you, those are like best in class. Like, they are so cool and awesome. And as Acro has demonstrated this week, damn it, Acro, make sure that you get one of your images into the run of show. For Joellen, because we need to share that as well. I neglected to include that in the run of show. But what Acro has been showing, kind of the promise in the future of what it's going to look like when you have DRX wearables on your avatars. I mean, it's just so sick.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool post. Acro always knocks it out of the park. So yeah, we'll get that image and throw it up in a minute.
That was my highlight of the week, really, actually, in all of Web3 was that post, and then the tattoo world kind of augmentation of the augmentation was so cool.
And let's not forget Aaron McDonald, posting the drug receipts merch also. I mean, that was so cool.
Yeah. So, Brooke, you were talking a minute ago about trying to find a size, and there was no onesies on OpenSea in your size. Well, that's not exactly true.
No, there's just none for sale. Like, I can put an offer in, right?
Did Builder list his already?
Oh, is someone listed one?
Well, no, I was just going to say there's some unprescribed onesies in the market. Has anyone seen or discovered an unprescribed onesie?
So that is
what that means, guys, to people who don't know.
Yeah, and that's why Trevor's bringing it up. We're going to explain it. And I appreciate so much Trevor trying to follow the run of show, but you've actually skipped one important step. So let's talk about, we've just talked about the prescriptions on these things, the corners peeling down. So we've got a fly through from you. We've said multiple times that if you have a pink background, if you have a DRX prescription, you can walk right into the virtual DRX store right now and pick up or claim your physical apparel. So I want to show you what that looks like and how easy it is, because we have blended Web 2 and Web 3 by making, token gating our store online. You can go on your browser right now to drx.store. And Joel, and if we can show this video, we will show them what this looks like when you have a prescription and you connect your wallet. This is just our store online. You've got the hoodie in there, and you can see it's got a little prescription down at the bottom. We're actually going to go into that might have been the end of the video. Actually, I have no idea what's going on. I'll just follow the screen here. So here's the hoodie, the onesie, and you see the product details. Up at the top, you can see it's already discounted, right? Because this is a free claim, so it's $0 to you. And then it shows you that it's got the prescription. I know what's happening. I'll explain it to you guys after we get through this thing. And so you've got the different color full zip hoodies in here. Same deal, full discount, $0. But you can see it's got the prescriptions under your eligible discounts. And so you add your hoodies, they'll show up automatically once your wallet's connected, and then you add them to your cart. And it's that simple. And then as you go through, you'll enter your address and all that. And all you have to pay for is shipping. But otherwise, other than that, it is free to you. And these are not cheap items otherwise. The only way you could get them was through our mint, and people had to pay for them in the mint. And now the only way to get them is on the secondary market. So if you already have one of those, then you can go and pick it up for free in the drugstore. And if you don't have one, then you can go pick it up on OpenSea.
It's a pretty slick user experience there, guys. It really is slick. It's cool. I like it.
Yeah, it is really, and it's trailblazing, right? We don't really have anyone to look to as a reference. We're kind of inventing this stuff as we go. And so it's constant, trial and error, quality assurance, just figuring out what works. And that means everyone in our community that goes through this process with us, your feedback is so invaluable, because when you guys give us your feedback, it helps us to constantly refine and make it the best experience possible.
Yeah, agreed.
And speaking of best experiences possible, I know what happened with that video there, because I was throwing together so many of these assets right before the show that I was throwing them up online for Acro to edit. and then I would make changes to them after he already treated them. And so I kind of screwed him over there. But hopefully, there won't be too many hangups. It wasn't too catastrophic, I don't think. On our store, once you order this stuff, we're saying like 4 to 6 weeks to shipping, because this stuff, it was all custom cut and sew, shipping over from overseas. So there is some time associated with that. Some of you that ordered your hats and t-shirts early, because those were the first things that were available to claim, you're going to be waiting a little extra longer, because again, this is part of our trial and error and learning as we go process. We estimate 4 to 6 weeks from when the hoodies and the onesies would be revealed, which were our last reveal, which only happened last week. Well, so the first things that we revealed were several weeks before that. So we are out further than 4 to 6 weeks. Just bear with us. You're going to get your stuff. You're going to love it. Just know that there's going to be a little bit of a wait there as we ship it to you. And
it's going to be worth the wait, right? Because it's all cut and sew. It's direct to manufacture. This stuff takes time. It's quality gear. It's not, printing on blanks and shipping them out.
So some of you will have unclaimed apparel, unclaimed wearables with a pink background. Some of you, once you go into the store and claim them, your NFTs will convert to a gray background, so you will have the claimed versions. But some of you will have noticed, and you will start to notice on OpenSea, that there is a hybrid. It's half pink, half gray. Let's show you what that looks like. This is what Trevor was alluding to a little earlier. These are the unprescribed onesies. Do we have one of those? Exactly. So you can't miss it. It's got the big sash banner right across the front. And as I said, it's half pink, half gray. I'll read the subhead for you. This onesie is awaiting sizing info from the eligible token holder. Learn more in the description. And so in the descriptions of these NFTs, it's got very detailed information to how to claim it. But what this is, Brooke, since you asked, is there were something like 62 eligible trait holders between Walker World and drug receipts, people that had the right traits to get a free onesie.
I see.
So if you were in Walker World and you had one of the females that was wearing the onesie, you were entitled to a free onesie. You could claim a free physical onesie. Same thing in drug receipts. If you had the Stabby, the Kill Team Stabby, that is the combination of traits, the Tabby character holding a knife, that's Stabby, with the Kill Team speech bubble. So if you had that combination of traits, and there were, I think, 31 of those, then you were entitled to claim a free onesie. Well, not everybody that was entitled to get a free onesie claimed it. But we went ahead and reserved them for all those people because we told them, you guys can get one.
Yeah.
So even though the claim period closed officially, we went ahead and accounted for all of those. And so now they are sitting out there in OpenSea. We have airdropped those NFTs, those unprescribed NFTs, to those eligible holders. Yeah. And all they have to do is follow the instructions on the NFT, basically go to a mint page or a claim page and just enter the size info. And then those NFTs, those unprescribed NFTs, will automatically convert into an unclaimed NFT with the size on it.
And so, listen, if I'm looking for those, right? Are they in the Stabby collection?
Yes, they will be in the Kill Team Stabby collection. We right now they will be. Honestly, I'm not sure because we've just sort of made some of these updates as of today. We added 31 unclaimed onesies to the collection. Those. So they have a gray background, and those are in the hands of eligible trait holders. Those gray 31 with the gray background are going to convert into the unprescribed probably sometime in the next 24 hours. And
there's actually one.
See them on the OpenSea collection.
There's actually one already made it to OpenSea, so that's how fresh it is.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
If there's one, then
I imagine that the metadata will be updating, and we will see more of those.
Okay, cool.
That is what they are.
Yeah, that's something cool to look out for. It's just, we understand that there's a lot that is new, and there's sort of a learning curve as we all go through this. So we always try to make every effort to give people every opportunity, right, to get the things that they, the cool stuff that they're entitled to. But we can't do it forever. One thing that we've done for everybody, not just the eligible trait holders, is we've extended the expiration date. So you've got a much longer window now to trade these things on the secondary market. Originally, it was going to expire at the end of July 31st. But we realized because the the time to get all these things revealed, and now then the time to get them all shipped to you. We want you to have plenty of time to sit with these things, to try to trade them on the secondary market. So we've extended it all the way to the drug receipts holiday, October 31st, Halloween. So you've got many months now, either to get your claims in, to try the secondary market, or if you're one of the eligible trade holders holding an unprescribed NFT, then you've got some time to convert it into an unclaimed NFT.
Halloween's exciting. When we think about that, it's probably just about, I know you guys are all thinking well in advance. If you guys, you don't need to say, but have you already started thinking about what drug receipts, because that is our holiday, right? That is for Web3, drug receipts owns Halloween. Any ideas on what we want to do? We're going to throw a party.
Said don't say anything right before you said any ideas on what.
Any idea? Yeah, don't tell them.
Are we going to throw a party? Is what I'm asking. Can we do a party?
I think we've got something pretty special planned for Halloween this year. We did throw a party last year. We threw a couple of parties last year, if you remember, and we also dropped the whole collection. So we went out with a bang. We've got to try and step it up every year on Halloween. It is our weekend. So yeah.
And speaking of the Kill Team Halloween collection, which we released, we've also extended the expiration date on those too. And you will notice in the metadata for all those NFTs, we're updating the expiration date info. Again, in the interest of trying to make stuff as user-friendly as possible and as clear to understand as possible, we include all that info in the description of every single NFT. So all you ever have to do is go into your own wallet, look at your own NFT. You can find the expiration date. You can find links to resources that will help you through it all. It's pretty easy to follow.
Nice.
Very nice. So what?
Sorry, I was just going to mention gas as well. That was part of the conversation.
Yeah.
It was a different type of gas.
But another reason to extend, another benefit of extending these claim windows is gas can be so volatile. It gives you time to kind of ride out these peaks, which are so onerous.
Frustrating.
It is. So a part of these collections that we've been releasing, one of the special things that we've done is we have randomly given away the hand-drawn thermal receipts. Ages ago, we had one for the Kill Team Halloween collection. We did another one for the Kill Team Stabby collection. And we've had other various giveaways throughout. We've done some live drawings on our podcast, on this very podcast, and we give those out to our community. We do random drawings. The reason we have delayed in getting those delivered is because we've been building a collection for the thermal drug receipts. And I'm happy to report that process is done. Joel, if you're ready, let's go ahead and show a fly through of this brand new thermal drug receipts collection. So it's just right here on OpenSea. Has thermal receipts branding. You can see the beautiful 3D rendered receipts all there. And they all animate. They have their own attributes and characteristic traits. You can see, so you can easily search them by character, location. This is one that we did. This was a live drawing that we did during the Fluff birthday party on the Discord. And Jamie, our beloved snuggler, Jamie, won that one. But we have not delivered it. Actually, I sent her the live one. She has the actual physical drawing, but she's not received the NFT version of it yet. Now that the site is live, we can do that. And I have some incredible synchronicity that I'd love to share with you guys. But it just so happens that the day that we've gone live with this thermal drug receipts collection, it is also Jamie's birthday, our very own beloved Jamie. So first of all, happy birthday. We love you so much. Snugs and kisses to Jamie. And what we'd like to do is, Brooke, I don't know if you and Trevor can handle this, but you guys are going to have to fill up a couple of minutes of content here. I'm going to send that NFT from, it'll be the very first one we send. I'm going to send it from our account to Jamie right now.
You're saying it's going to take you 2 minutes to do that? Do you have $120?
Longer than that. And it's going to make my camera lag, and I'll probably have to shut down my camera and then re-log in.
Let's go closest to the pin, Brooke. I reckon about 33:40 into the podcast, we'll see receipts again with the job done.
Oh, that's fantastic. Listen, I hadn't seen these 3D thermals, and it's a really cool idea. Obviously, it's the core origin of the whole of drug receipts, and so seeing the 3D kind of like rendering of them and having a genuine, real representation, NFT, and a real object like that, it's really, really cool. It's fantastic.
It'll be interesting to see how people handle them, right? Whether they keep them together, and if they do want to ever sell them, whether they split them up, sell the thermal. I guess it'll be a combination of all of it. But it's interesting to see that you get two pieces. I wonder if that's how art will be traded in the future on a broader scale.
Well, it makes sense.
Anything else going on like that? Like
it's already happening. Yeah, absolutely, already happening. And I know that Damien Hirst is obviously already. There's a lot of artists that have already been experimenting with that idea of effectively the dual realities. It's pretty exciting stuff.
Pretty cool. You can hang it in your burrow.
That's right. I actually don't own it. I don't own a thermal drug receipt, by the way. Do not own one. It's pretty sad.
Yeah, I don't own one either. We're excluded from all those sorts of promos and giveaways.
Well, listen, happy birthday, Jamie. That is really exciting. And that the strength of this community is this core group of people who I think very much are drug receipts. And
Exactly.
Jamie, you are probably maybe the most popular person in that core group of.
She's the New Zealand queen, surely, of the drug receipts family.
Oh yeah. Queen,
at the very least.
And my sense is that it'll be a big weekend. I don't think those two go light on this. So are we allowed to say what? It's a big birthday. Are we allowed to say what birthday?
I don't know. It's like there's been a little bit of activity around it. There's lots of different conversations flying across different platforms. It's been a pretty big deal. But I have absolutely no idea if we're allowed to talk about it or not.
We could be using this time to talk about something interesting, because I know we're just theoretically filling time. But what I'll tell you what I mentioned before, and I don't know if we're allowed to. Are we allowed to bring up Acro's rendering, the Kid Called Beast rendering?
Yeah, let's do
that. Bring that up, because I've got this. This is something I'm really interested in. I've got a great mate here in New Zealand, Fabian, who has Tattoo World as well, and so we had this. What is probably I don't own one of these NFTs, but this makes me want to own one. So like if I could get a DRX. Kid Called Beast would be really awesome. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Do you have the version with the tattoos? Is that in here as well? Probably not, right? You can find it. Oh, there you go. So Fabian then, who is this amazing tattoo artist, he's got a big studio with about 9 or so tattoo artists here in Auckland. Just took in Acro's work and then added some extra tats, and I just think it's awesome. And again, that's a real nod to the collaborative nature of and an open source nature of Web3, that we steal their 3D, put our clothes on it, then someone steals that, puts
their tats on it. Yeah,
it's fantastic.
That's the communities coming together, isn't that what they say? But
that's exactly right.
What's wonderful about it is it's all about augmenting the original piece, right? Not about ripping it off and trying to capitalize or profit from it. It's all about creating inside it.
And I love this. We've been talking about like what this, and Fabian's got a great, really limited one-of-one collection that he's kind of put together. But what I love,
I met with Fabian that it's a pretty cool idea, pretty cool project. So excited to see that as it grows. Big shout out to NFT Sales and Fabian and the crew over there.
Yeah,
building a project.
Absolutely.
It's pretty cool.
Very, very cool. But for me, that's going to be huge. I know that I think there are so many people that have avatars that look great, but you could augment them with some tattoos and, of course, some DRX clothing as well. And so we've kind of we're all in the same boat there, right? I think Arlo David Eisenberg is back with us. Ooh. Did you do it? There you go.
Happy birthday, Jamie! Yeah, it's sitting in her wallet right now. Happy birthday! Very happy birthday to Jamie.
Happy birthday, Jamie!
Great stuff. I'm hoping Jamie's not watching this. I'm hoping Jamie is. It's 1:48 here in New Zealand. I'm hoping she is tipsy.
Yeah. Three drinks in, got to be by now. And if she's not, catch up, Jamie.
True. Indeed. She'd better not be here watching the podcast.
worst birthday ever.
Yeah.
Okay, moving along.
She'll be doing a million things, but she's here watching the podcast because she bleeds drug receipts. That's the type of people we want in our community. And if you're not prepared to lay it on the line like that and sacrifice your own happiness for the benefit of the brand, what are you even doing here in this fine place?
100.
Brooke, how much longer do we have you?
Like a little bit, like let's call it 20 minutes. 20 of your
All right.
minutes.
All right.
Your
So
American
it depends on
minutes.
how much fun we're having. Let's talk about Blading Cup. Are you ready for that?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Whoa.
All right. So Brooke came out to Blading Cup. We talked about the trials and the struggles he had on his flight. The towel was too hot. Poor guy. Got a little champagne on the beard. But he made it through fire and ice. He made it to the Blading Cup. And let's play a little intro of our DRX booth and Brooke on site in Southern California.
I'm showing the guns off. I see what's going on here.
That's his move right there.
Cool. Is this on? Is this thing on? Is it on?
Never gets old. No, it was great. And so because Brooke was out there, it provided an opportunity for us to do something very special. We had Brooke and I appeared together in a seminal rollerblading video called The Hoax 2, which was a tour video, which is coming up on its 30-year anniversary. But most of us live in the States. There were 5 skaters that went on a tour in a Winnebago across America for over a month. And Brooke and I were 2 of the skaters, and there were 3 other guys. They're all living around Southern California. So Brooke is kind of the hardest one to account for. If you want to have a reunion of any sort, it's really Brooke is the one is the major.
Well, but again, not to put a too fine a point on it, because you had me kicked out of the country and banned from the country for 20 years. So that made it harder, but now less hard, right?
Right. And that story has been well covered. That is water under the bridge at this point. But so Brooke was coming to the States, and so it provided an opportunity to try and get the crew together again. Yeah. And as fate would have it turned out, unfortunately, we actually were still only able to get 4 of the 5 because whereas I guess distance and proximity is one barrier, another is just being really busy and successful. And so Brian Smith was shooting in Mexico the same weekend, so he wasn't able to be there. But before we get into the Hoax 2, because we're going to show you a lot from this really moving and historic reunion, first, we want to talk a little bit just about the Blading Cup, because the reunion was just a part of a giant skating festival that happens twice a year in Santa Ana, which is in Southern California. Santa Ana is the downtown of Orange County, California. And twice a year, John Julio of Them Skates and Them Goods Distribution puts on the Blading Cup. They do a spring one and a fall one. This was the spring one, which Brooke attended. And let's show some of the photos here. The first one, I think, is just you and I in the booth, Brooke. For us, most of the experience of the Blading Cup happens in the booth. But you can see, Brooke, do you see what's there right on the front of the table?
Look how good of friends we are.
I know. Right. So we don't just put this on for the podcast. We are really friends behind the scenes.
Totally friendly.
You see how natural that is.
Once People Magazine.
What is that?
What is People Magazine? And I'm telling you a story about what you calling me your good buddy.
Oh, my good buddy.
When they interviewed you.
Yeah.
It was amazing. The first thing about this is, there's just all these people that have come from all over the world. And then for a lot of them, obviously, I either haven't seen them, I know them, I haven't seen them for years, or the last time they saw me was, they were just watching a film and they hadn't seen me in real life for a very long time. So it was just really positive. I said to my wife, it was kind of just like days of ego stroking. It was wonderful. Everyone should do it once in their life. Like, go to a place where everyone's happy to see you. So it was awesome.
Speaking of ego stroking, if you want to keep that going, I see that Austin Paz is in the comments here on YouTube. Oh, sure, and Brooke, you'll recall that the very first time we ever mentioned drug receipts publicly anywhere was on Austin's podcast, on the Jump Street podcast with him and Billy O'Neill.
That's right. That went down a treat.
But what we should do is we should do something with them, like where we do a live viewing of Hoax 2 and get the cast on there, and we can talk about the video as we're watching it.
So I think, and we'll get to this, because we had, we arrived there. John Julio has put on this incredible event. It's best skaters from around the world there. It's incredible. The vibe is amazing. And we have this night where, and it kind of goes a little bit back in the 90s when we released this film, we were in a theater with like 500 people watched the film for the very first time, including it's the first time we'd seen it, right, Arlo? And so it kind of harkened back to that. We're sitting there in this awesome spot at Blading Cup, and we got to watch clips from the film and then react to them for the first time ever as a group, like watching it and reacting for a very long time. And I think the idea of doing that on Jump Street would be, I mean, if they'll have me back on Jump Street, there was some feedback about us shilling NFTs the last time we went on there, so who knows? But it's good to see you, Austin, buddy.
So, Brooke, I think let's, since we've set it up so well, I'm just going to go off script a little bit here. We'll go ahead and do the Hoax 2 stuff, and then we'll come back to some of the other other Blading Cup activities. But starting with the flyer, right? This is kind of how we started promoting it. Actually, Joel, I'm sorry. Can I show one more thing? That last photo we were looking at, I just wanted to point out, it was Brooke and I in the booth. But Brooke, you see there on the foreground, do you see what that is?
Yeah, what's the hoax, the video?
But it's like all the videos. One of the, in fact, I think that's his hand there in the foreground. Brenton, he's a friend. He's been around rollerblading for a long time, but he has been collecting all the old classic videos. And so he brought the entire collection out to the Blading Cup to have all of us, sign these videos that we were in. And so there on the table is Dare to Air, Vertical Axis, the Hoax 1, because remember, Hoax 2 is a sequel. So Hoax 2 is there, and Mad Beef is there. And that red cassette that is pulled out of the cover, he's actually got a couple of them there. Those are the Hoax 2 videos.
So we were signing a lot. I mean, I was just starting to sign things. People weren't even asking me, like just children walking past. You can see there's signatures everywhere. It was great fun.
Well, nothing attracts a crowd like a crowd. So yes, sometimes once you start signing, other people that are around will have you sign stuff, even if they have no idea who you are. They don't want to miss an opportunity. But so let's show the flyer that we made based on that red cassette tape. So this was for the film festival that they were having at the Blading Cup. So during the day, obviously it's skating activities and you've got all the outdoor vendors. But during the evening, we moved indoors to a beer garden at one of the local markets in downtown Santa Ana. And they played several skate videos. But the first presentation was this Hoax 2 reunion and panel discussion. And if you'll go to the next video, the next image. Oh, actually, the next one is, let's play this clip. The next one is a video clip that sort of teases what the event was about.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is an X Games champion, a gold medalist, a celebrated artist, and he's a beautiful yodeler, one of the greatest yodelers, not from the Alps you've ever met. Arlo, you ready to do your intro?
Yeah.
I've been drinking up.
Yeah.
Why don't you intro the movie?
So what we are going to do is we will start with the intro from the video. We are actually going to play about the first 4 minutes of the hoax. It will introduce you to the characters, and then we will break into the panel discussion. So thank you all for coming out, and now without further hesitation, let's present.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise, the Hoax 2.
Cool. And so that gives you an idea kind of the vibe there. I mostly included that because of Brooke's intro of me. He mentions I'm an X Games champion and all of that. But that video, what you saw there is just a sample of, there's a very high quality video. You saw the level of editing there. It had multiple cuts, multiple angles. The audio is very good. Brooke, you mentioned that we are responding to clips. So what we did for the panel discussion was we didn't watch the whole video. The video, I think, is over an hour and a half. What we did was we put select clips, highlights from the video. We would show them. They're about a minute to a minute and a half. And then the panel would respond to them. So when you watch that video there that was produced by Brazil, a great cinematographer, editor, he filmed the whole thing and edited it together for us. It was a wonderful service, and he just crushed it. But you can see that whole edit online. I believe Joellen will you share the link. You can see it on YouTube right now. And when we show the clips in the video, they take over the screen. So you can see the clips, experience them just like you would if you're watching them on the VHS. But I want to show the next image because the next few images are kind of slideshows from the panel discussion, but they give you a taste of the atmosphere there. This is all of us on stage, and Brooke with the mic as he does. But
we were supposed to start at like 6, and I started drinking, like getting ready for this at 5, and then the sun meant that we couldn't project, and so by 7:30, I was fired up. Put it that way.
So he's right because we were in a beer garden, which was in the back of the marketplace. It had kind of like a tent covering, but the sun was shining through. And so you could not see the screen until the sun went down. So although we had a start time posted of 6 o'clock, we actually had to wait until the sun set, which didn't end up being until around 7:20 in the evening.
You can see what's happening there. You can see B-Love, Mike, Evan all laughing. I'm saying something hilarious. And look at the anger. Arlo's just so angry. He's like,
I won't give you the pleasure. No.
He's like, shut up and let me take over again. And yep. Okay.
No, I'm like, I've heard that one 100 times. You got to do better than that to impress me. These guys are easy. They're pushovers.
Done.
Eating.
Is this thing on? Is this thing on? Okay. Moving on. Next slide.
So the next one, just to give it, just to give evidence that someone besides Brooke or I actually spoke at this thing. That's Michael Palak. But so from left to right, that's me with the drug receipts hat. Then Evan Stone, who actually was the filmmaker, Evan B. Stone, he was the one who filmed and edited The Hoax too. So it was really cool having Evan there.
And most importantly, his biggest claim to fame is that Arlo and I made a Vanilla Ice video together. At least he put us in a Vanilla Ice video, and you should search that out. But keep going. Then we got B-Love.
Brooke and I were extras in it, but yeah, but we all share credit for it equally.
Yeah.
Next to Evan is B-Love, who's wearing actually a classic Senate T-shirt there. Next to him is our good friend Michael O'Palak, who's on the mic, and then there's Brooke up in the front flexing his guns. Yeah. The next one I want to show you is because of the setup here, because we were so close to the screen. A lot of the times we were looking back. You can see us all there. We have to, because there were monitors set up throughout the venue, but the monitors, because it's an outdoor venue, they got destroyed in the rain. So maybe not the best planning there on the part of the venue directors, but we all had to turn our heads back to watch all the clips. And this starts to give you a taste of the audience that was there. Oh, and actually you can see Dia in the foreground on the left filming it, and Jesse, cool, and Michael Gorski. Cool. So we've got some snugglers there. And I can even see a Drug Receipts logo on the right. Maybe that's nicely on the back of the T-shirt. Cool. But let's take a look at the next image. I think this will show us the crowd. I mean, this thing was really packed. We keep talking about like how influential this video was, or how important it was to so many skaters of a certain age or coming up around the time when skating was just getting started. But this kind of response just gives you a hint of what this video meant to so many people, and the fact that 30 years later, people want to come out and re-experience it or hear some of the background stories. The next photo here was definitely one of the highlights of the evening, or probably one of the highlights of Brooke's entire trip to Southern California. But the video is famous for a song that Brooke did in the video. We were at a laundromat and Brooke is playing his guitar at the laundromat and he's saying Happy Tree, which has become the unofficial like theme song of The Hoax 2. And anywhere we go, wherever there are skaters, they almost invariably will ask Brooke to sing Happy Tree. And
almost invariably, I will not do it any justice at all.
Well, usually he just won't do it at all. But here, not only did he do it, he killed it. And Brooke, you didn't just, I mean, you could have easily like stayed where you were on stage. You could have just, stood up where you were. You commanded this performance.
Well, I'm overcoming a crippling shyness, which has been one of the things that I've had to deal with. But you know what? It's I reckon, when you're playing pool and you just there's that level where right level of kind of intoxication. That's where I was. And I think just a little bit more and I would have fallen off the table, which would have also made for some great content.
Yeah. Brian Smith definitely would have done that.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
You're not
But yeah,
you're
it
not
was-
trying hard enough.
it was a lot of fun, and like a chance again to be amongst people who were really positive, and it was great. And it was for drug receipts to get the kind of exposure that it was getting at in and amongst this really amazing community, because I think we looking at the booth was always busy, always people there, always talking, the busiest booth at the event by a long ways. So it's a really cool, it was a great experience.
And it was a nice thing we could do this video panel and discussion, or this video reunion and panel, was also presented by Drug Receipts, by the way. And speaking of Drug Receipts, Jesse has pointed out that you can see a DRX Travel Co. hoodie there in the crowd. I believe that's Kenneth filming you, Brooke, as you're performing.
Isn't that right? Love Kenneth.
Spot the DRX in the photo.
Yeah, that's cool. But lots of people were rocking it, and it's so great seeing it kind of, just people rocking, just strolling past or rolling past in the DRX. So it's great.
There, as a, when you're part of a brand, and certainly as a designer, but when you're just associated with the brand, there is nothing more thrilling or gratifying than seeing, you're seeing your stuff out in the wild. And Blading Cup just gives you that all day.
Cut you off on there, but in 93, 94, we talked about that when we went to Europe and or whenever it was, and there was some Senate. We saw Senate in like Central or Eastern Europe. I remember that being really amazing. Kids rocking.
Or like going to South America and seeing SKUs that we never made.
Yeah, that's right. People rocking.
That's
stuff
when you really made it.
not
The
made.
black market of knockoff goods.
Yeah.
So the next image here is something that was also a bit of theater that was manufactured by Brooke. So we had a Q&A section after the panel discussion, and Brooke coached Randy Roadhouse Spicer before the entire panel discussion even came together. But he said, because Randy and I were having a discussion one of the previous nights during the podcast that we did from Orange County. But we were talking about, or Randy was bemoaning the fact that the Hoax 2 didn't go to Orange County. He's like, why didn't, T-Bone, why didn't you guys go through Orange County to film any of the skaters there? And Orange County certainly was a hotbed of skating. Roadhouse was in California. A lot of the best skaters and the best skating, it was all taking place in Orange County. And so then Brooke's like, Randy, you've got to ask that question when we do the Q&A. And so sure enough, the lights are down. We turn the mic over to the audience, and we're like, okay, any questions for the panel up here? And Brooke didn't even wait for Randy to ask. Brooke's like, Randy, Randy, do you have a question? And so then once Randy was on the spot, he came up and he kind of put it to Evan. He's like, what? Actually, Randy is more clever than that. He worked in a lot of old video references. He says something like, why didn't you guys come film us at Orange County? Did you have some mad beef with us?
I think it was even more clever than that. There was quite a few.
Certainly more clever than that, because there was one other video reference he said, but I don't remember what it was.
I feel people can watch the video and they'll see that. It's like you said,
it's in there. Yeah, watch the video.
The video is online. It's really well done, and for those of you that haven't seen the movie, it like saves you from having to watch the whole Hoax 2. We kind of cut out some of the boring stuff, so just check it out for sure.
Dude, when I was putting together the clips for that panel discussion, there was some stuff that I purposefully left out, and with prejudice. I mean, there's some stuff that I'd be happy if people didn't ever see it. It's so strange as time goes by, right? How tastes change.
Yeah. 100%.
One more photo, Joel, and let's pay it off with kind of like the hero shot of the panel, just because it was such a special weekend. It was really nice to have these guys together.
Oh yeah, those are shoes. Arlo still likes to try to bully me about clothing. Like those, I love those shoes. Maybe you were like,
I didn't say anything about those shoes, did I?
Come on, yeah, maybe when you're drunk, you turn into more of a fashion police bully. But I love those shoes. I'm basically saying.
So anytime,
your opinion.
I actually kind of like the setup here. I feel like I've discovered a life hack. Anytime you're taking a photo with someone who's really tall, if I ask you to stick your foot out like that, then it brings you down below the rollerblade or Mendoza line.
Yeah, that's right.
Cool. But it was a really special weekend. It definitely missed Brian Smith. He was the only one who wasn't able to make it. So we want to do something else like that maybe for
Well,
the
I mean,
30th reunion.
I mean, the
where
boss
we
is
get
still on
everybody.
there. Let's do a proper Jump Street, like exactly what we did, Arlo. Same clips. We could use the same clips, talk about it, or do something similar, and then we'll do Jump Street. That sounds cool.
We could just get a transcript from the Blading Cup and just read the script just recreate the whole thing. Awesome. So that was Hoax 2. Brooke, that was really awesome. I'm so happy that you were able to be there and be a part of it. But there was there was a lot else that happened at Blading Cup, and I've just got one more slideshow here.
And by the way, sorry, I should point out, like, I got to meet, Bildo, who I know that we've, spent years now talking, but meeting a whole bunch of the snugglers nicely, everyone's families. It was just awesome. It was so cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Obviously Deer, who I've met before, but it was great to see Deer again.
Right. So the Blading Cup brings rollerbladers together, but it also brings drug snugglers together. So it's a time that we all look forward to get together with other drug snugglers. So Joan, we're going to jump back to the DRX Skate Co. and show some of the images from the Blading Cup. But one of the things we talked about, how cool it is when you see product out in the wild. I wanted to pay that off a little bit and show you some of the Drug Receipts product that we saw out there. And we brought the whole collection out to the booth. In Blading Cups past, typically we have mostly Blading Cup themed apparel. We have the Blading Cup shirts and the new quad ones that we introduced this time. You can go ahead and show the Substance tee. Yep. And on the one hand, it's hard talking about this stuff because I want to compliment it, but I'm really just complimenting myself. So it's a little awkward. But on the other hand, I've never had a problem with complimenting myself. So I guess it's not really.
I was like, wait, are you starting something new now?
Yeah. But so it just looks so cool, right? The colors we use and the graphics are like just so eye-catching. It's really cool. And then because of, as you all know as snugglers and as we know as snugglers, there's always something under the surface. So the juxtaposition of mind-altering substance with drugs, sure, that has a surface layer interpretation that's easy to get. But we know what it means when we talk about mind-altering substance and the substance that we provide through all of our platforms, and what our ambitions are with Drug Receipts to really change minds through science and skepticism. And it's cool to see it out there in the wild. What's the next one, Joan? Of course, we had the Blading Cup merch out there. And so this is the classic Santa Ana, California Blading Cup shirt with the later blader cap, rollerblader there. But we also introduced a new graphic just for the Spring Cup. And because, rollerblading is such, it's such a big part of my history, such a big part of the brand's history. Brooke and I met each other through rollerblading. But the Blading Cup is really a skating festival. It's got quad skaters and inline skaters. So we wanted to acknowledge the quad skaters. And that graphic that Randy's wearing right there on that really cool plum colored crew neck is a quad skating Rex, which is not something that exists in our collection. Quad skating is not one of our traits. So this was a brand new illustration devised just for the Blading Cup. And you can get this in the store right now. Let's show another shirt. That's a rollerblader wearing the quad skating crew, and there he is rollerblading. That's what Randy does. I mean, he is the reigning champion of the Veterans Cup there, and he skated fantastically once again. But that's what he does. Randy also premiered a video along with another skater, Coda Holt, in the Blading Cup Film Festival. But let's show this is a prominent roller skater. Her handle is Roller Ghoulie on Instagram. But here she is rocking the Drug Receipts quad shirt, which is, and again, that's actually the shirt I'm wearing right now. But I think that the people really responded to the colorway. It was fresh and cool. Let's show another clip. So this is another graphic that we introduced, art directed by Jesse. A lot of what I do is I'm talking about the colors and the graphics. It's bold. But Jesse said, let's do, we need to make sure we also have something kind of clean. And so we've got this cool receipts tag shirt that we introduced at Blading Cup. And here's the Nicely fam, Nicely with his son rocking it. That's a pretty clean looking father and son combo. in the receipts tag tee. Let's see the next one. I think we got another receipts tag tee that's on Louis. But see that shirt next to him, Brooke?
Sure.
So that
Oh,
shirt,
look at that.
yeah. So that is a graphic that that Nick did for another rollerblading brand for Dead Wheels, I think. Too Easy. And Lander is getting into silk screening, and so he made a silk screen of this old graphic, or of this, not, it's actually not an old graphic, of this graphic with me. It says "Old Guard, Still Hard," and you can see on the right, you can see the little red the little red mask and knives. He put like 3 different screen prints on it, and on the back it's got his NFT. It's got a Siren NFT.
And so you'll be hearing from our lawyers, is what you're saying. Right?
Yes, exactly. But he gave me this shirt actually originally. He actually gave us several of them. He brought one for Jesse, one for Dia. He gave one to me, gave us another one to give out. And the shirts are so cool. But I cut it up. I cut the collar out. I cut the sleeves off like I do. And I put it on because I was going to wear it at the event. I thought, how cool will it be to rock this shirt? But when I saw myself in the mirror before I left the house, and I had my face on it, right on my chest, and then my own face was in the flesh right above it. Brooke, for as comfortable as I am with my competence and what I have to offer, I was not quite comfortable enough to wear myself.
It's amazing that we found the line.
There is a limit,
because I wouldn't have thought that was the line either. But it's incredible we found a line. The you are not comfortable wearing a t-shirt with your own face on it at a skate event.
Yeah.
Listen,
I had every intention of doing it. I cut the shirt up. I thought I was going to do it. But once I saw it was a little too real. So I gave the shirt to Ortiz, and he rocked it at the event. And it's a really cool shirt. Because
usually you'd just be like, oh, I'm trying to be funny. But you'd be, yeah. Okay, well, that's, it's a great shirt. That's awesome. And Luis Zamora, big shouts to Luis Zamora. We love you, buddy.
And big shouts to Lander. We missed you at the Blading Cup. We'll look forward to seeing you at the next one, but you really crushed it with those shirts. They're super sick. And I did get them distributed to all the people that you wanted to have them. So everybody loves them. So big shout out to you, Lander. Thank you for doing that.
Cool.
And yes, you'll be hearing from our lawyers. And so one of the things when everybody knew that we were going out to Blading Cup, one of the things that everybody was calling for and that we knew we had to make happen is I took one of the onesies out there. And so we knew that we wanted to get a clip of someone skating in the onesie. And it's not as easy to do as you would think. For one thing, the onesies are big and they're comfortable indoors if it's cold in New Zealand. But out in Southern California on the day that we were filming, it was pretty hot out there. And not to mention the fact that we didn't end up getting anyone to do this, but you can see out of the eye holes, but trying to skate and see through the eye holes and do something that requires some precision, it's probably not advisable. But we did get a couple of clips of Coda Holt, one of the Them team riders, skating in the onesie. So I'd like to share that with you guys.
A little warm out here, but we got it done.
Nice work. Hey, that was great.
Thank you.
When you got it like that.
How cool was that?
Oh, that was 100% worth the wait. I hadn't seen that. I don't think I was around there when that was happening, but that was awesome. I'm a little bit scary when you realize that they're pretty rare and you could be like I'm imagining that they're not made for a significant crash, right?
They're not. I told him. I said, do tricks that you have.
You
I don't want to see too many attempts.
I think we could do, this is just an idea, but I think we could potentially, now that they're out in the wild, we could do an IMYTA kind of style, I'll match your trick, or like just a best trick in onesie. Do a year-long competition. You film the best trick in the onesie, and we put up like a reasonably large prize, right? I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, and probably a pretty good way of shrinking the pool of onesies that are out there, right? As they get
That's right. Or undamaged onesies.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we could put up why don't we put up one of, I'll put up a fluff maybe or something like that.
Yeah. I think it's a great idea. And in fact, as you say, as the onesies start to get out there, I think there'll be a lot of opportunities to, not that people will need much prodding, but to create content with the onesies. They're natural content makers. I mean, it's people, once you get the thing, it's going to be hard to resist not doing something in the onesie.
And I like we could do just general like content, but if we go action sports, just doing some cool shit in action sports or something along those lines, and then we just need to figure out. I tell you what, Trevor, what we could do.
There's already a competition happening.
What's that?
You guys have forgotten, you ye old folk with little short-term memories. Yeah, Aaron posted when he first got the onesie, he was so happy about it that he put up a fluff, the best photo or piece of content taken out in the wild wearing a onesie. So,
that's
so
good.
there's already a fluff up for grabs. We just haven't announced it because the onesies haven't made it to people yet. So
okay,
once
that makes sense.
People, we're gonna drop that competition, and we'll probably put some other stuff up for grabs as well. And you just volunteered a fluff out of your bag, Brooke. So
well, because we've got the drug wars technology, you could actually kind of like do a very rapid drug wars vote kind of like thing. We could like narrow down some really cool content. Yeah, guys, I've got to head out of here, but I want to thank everyone that came along to Blading Carb and to the video night and came up and said how much you enjoy what we're doing at Drug Receipts. I'm super proud. You know, we're sitting in that stall, you see all the amazing clothing, you see people wearing it and rocking it in the wild. It's pretty awesome to see. I'm super proud of what we're doing. So shout out to everybody, and hopefully we'll see you at Autumn Blading Cup. Lock it in, guys. Fall, you call it fall in America.
Yeah, fall and Blading Cup in the same sentence just seems a little bit like, I don't know.
Right. Maybe autumn would be better. Thanks for hyper driving in, Brooke.
Yeah, thanks, Brooke.
So one thing I wanted to point out, Trevor, about another interesting wrinkle to look, it's Jamie. Happy birthday, Jamie. Get out of here. Go.
Yeah,
go
where are you? I hope you're not driving and drinking and listening to us on the podcast all at the same time on your birthday. Get in the backseat, get an Uber, and get yourself into it. Sorry, what were you saying, Arlo?
Oh, I was saying that one more wrinkle to this new merch that we've dropped, the Blading Cup themed merch. Is with all the other releases we've done, right? You could buy you got the capsules, you got the digital wearables, and then you could redeem those in our store for the physical apparel. Well, we've actually flipped that on its head. We've got the opposite offer with the new stuff that we've just dropped. So you can go into the drugstore right now and you can buy this shirt that I'm wearing. And when you get it, you will get the digital wearable with it. No strings attached, nothing else you have to do. In fact, when you go onto the product page and you look at it and you connect your wallet, the box will already be checked. It will say, yes, give me a free digital wearable. And it will go, yeah.
It's any wallet. So this is not a whitelist or a snuggler only kind of event either, right? So if you've got a wallet and you connect it to our store, you get the digital wearable on purchase with the shirt in the store. So yeah, that's a pretty cool. We were pretty quiet about it because it was a bit tricky, right? And we still haven't, to be honest, quite tidied it up the way we want it to be, but it's functional. And so we thought we'd give that a test with the Blading Cup drop. And yeah, I wonder if people have picked up a handful yet, because we've had a bunch of sales and a bunch of traffic through the store. So I wonder if people are picking them up and they're in wallets and they're out there in the wild already.
And what I'd like to do, since we're talking about the digital wearables, and because we showed some photos of the product out in the wild, but I'd really like to pay the product off and share with you guys what the digital wearables look like. But they also give you a great view of the product itself because they're modeled after the product. I mean, they're pretty much an identical replica of what you'll. So Joel, we can start with the crew neck.
Very nice. and now listeners, since I'm going to speak about it, would have seen that there's no augmented reality feature on that NFT yet.
Right. Working on that.
Yeah, we've got a little Easter egg or a little trick up our sleeve relating to this particular drop as well. So it's not all over yet for the DRX Skate Co. Drop. There's more to come.
And I'm going to spill the beans a little bit. I mean, I want to pay you guys off. Those of you that go through the trouble of sitting through these long-winded podcasts, the least we could do is throw you a little bit of meat every once in a while. But the idea is we are making, where is it? Over here. We're making a trigger based on our logo, so that we will have an augmented reality experience that is triggered by the logo, so that all the merch and apparel that we've ever put out that doesn't have augmented reality, well, it automatically will be retroactively upgraded to have an augmented reality experience. And all things that we release that do have the logo on it, because this, of all things we ever produce, this will is most likely to appear on most of the stuff that we ever produce. So if we have a trigger based on our logo, then, already pretty much everything we ever produce or have produced will come with an augmented reality experience. And it doesn't mean that on a shirt like Trevor's, where you've got the logo and you've got a special augmented reality experience, that you can't have multiple, but we are just trying to make sure that at least everything that we put out has some kind of augmented reality experience. And it's really cool what we're working on.
Yeah. Well, it's the logo, right? So it's got to be something pretty special. It's the augmented reality experience. So that'll be happening. Stay tuned. If you don't have one of these wearables, you probably might want to think about grabbing a shirt.
Dude, and Acro is going to hate me, but I see that Don is posting some of these gorgeous shots that he shot in Bali of the product. And I regret that I don't have them in the show. So Acro, if there's any way, if we could get some of those shots from Don, maybe the ones that he's posting, if we can get them here, we'll throw them up in the podcast there, because they're really great and they flatter the product. And Don put together his resources. He knows some photographers, he knows some models out there in Indonesia, and he knows some great locations. And so they just came up with some really beautiful content that I'd love to share with you guys. All right, while we're waiting for that, let's show the other product, which is this shirt that I'm wearing, the digital wearable version. I guess, Trevor, once we do get the augmented reality, we might have to go back and update some of these.
They'll all get updated. Yeah, we'll push that out. You'll also notice the acute viewer will notice that the background on this one is the claimed background for obvious reasons, right? So you've bought the shirt in the store and you get a claimed version of it in your wallet. Yeah, the idea is that we can get eventually, doesn't matter how you want to get your hands on our products, you can buy them in the store, mint them. There'll be all sorts of different fun and games that we've got up our sleeves for those different types of mechanics and things. So yeah, we're pretty excited about almost being ready to be able to start doing some of that fun stuff.
Don, so Don is saying that he shot those photos, which I knew that Don is an accomplished photographer and an accomplished fashion photographer, but I guess I misunderstood. I thought that you told us a story about one of the models was a really good photographer. I guess that can still be the case. It doesn't mean that she took the photos. I just, in my mind, I remembered it as meaning that she took the photos. But cool, even more of a tribute and a credit to Don. He shot the photos as well. So nice job, Don. They're really beautiful.
Yeah. Do you want to do the update on the special grey skates to tidy up the sort of Blading Cup stuff while we wait for the shots of Don's Skate Co gear?
Sure. Yeah, we'll wrap that up really quickly. So the last bit of news from Blading Cup is that while we were out there in Southern California in rollerblading, the rollerblading mecca, rollerblading headquarters, the Them Shop is right there, right next to the event venue. So Jesse and I went over to the Them Shop and helped Coda, who's not just an incredible skater, he also, and not just a Them team rider, he also works in the shop. So Coda, Jesse, and I started to assemble the skates. The last orders that kind of trickled in, we were able to get those out over the weekend while we were there. So if you're still waiting on your special gray skates, those last orders have all gone out. And Joel, we have a couple of images just to give you a behind the scenes look as what it looks like as these packages go together. And remember, they are all individually inscribed with the token ID from your NFT. Same thing for the boxes. So the back of the skates are signed by me. They have the number from your NFT, and then we put it all together into the box with your t-shirt and your tote bags. Let's show the next image. And then they get inscribed with the ID number from your NFT. And then those all get shipped out to the eligible NFT holders. So congratulations. It's a really special commemorative prize set.
Do we know who got number 6969? That would be
Don really screwed me over on that one. As I was putting them together and signing the skates, and I'm talking to Jesse, I'm like, I cannot believe the good fortune. Someone not only managed to mint or get their hands on 6969, which is a coveted number, but that also happened to have been a special gray skate. So they get the skates. But then, of course, it was too good to be true. Don just made that was a special set just for Don. Thank you. And he just made up the number because he thought it'd be funny to have that. So there is someone that has 6969 as their NFT, but it's not a special gray skate, and they're not getting those skates. So
there you go. There's the one box.
One,
whoever gets 6969, that'll be a highly coveted one-of-one pair of special gray skates if you're lucky enough to bag those ones.
You foiled me this time, Don. You got away with it this time. Hi, Jen, if you're watching. Hope to see you at the next Blading Cup. Come skate with us. Come say hi, and I'll give you a sticker. That's a shout out to Lander's daughter, Jen. Jen. Hi, Jen. Okay, so Trevor, that wraps it up. That's Blading Cup. That's Hoax 2. We got through a lot of stuff there.
An hour and 17 minutes worth nearly. So
right on time.
I just want to say that I feel really gutted that I wasn't able to get to it this year, and I'm really hoping that we can make it later in the year or for next year's.
You got to come out, dude.
You got to come out, man. Got to meet everybody. It's a huge event, and it sucks to miss it.
And in fact, you're totally right. I mean, we touched on it a little bit. We said that it's not just a gathering for rollerbladers and quad skaters. It's also a gathering for snugglers. It's a big event for us. We come out. So absolutely, we should take advantage of the opportunity of a something that is already built into the schedule, something that someone else has already gone through the trouble of organizing. All we have to do is show up. So Dia came out. Brooke came out. Obviously, we've mentioned that Bildo and the Nicely family, they always come out. Kenneth was out there. So Melina came out. So let's just keep doing that. Twice a year, there's an opportunity for drug snugglers to get together in Southern California. So if you can make it, it's always a good time.
Yes. So the social calendar event for later in the year will be that, or the Halloween event. Which one to fly for?
Because Fall Blading Cup and Halloween come around the same time. It's both early November, the end of October.
Extended stay, maybe.
Exactly. That's how you do it. There you go.
That's how you do it. That's how we roll. I think we've got a few of Don's images to show. Is that right, Joel? And I don't know if I've seen all of these or if we've seen all of these. Are some of these a surprise for us? I know I've seen a couple, but we haven't released any of them yet. So this is the first time everybody's seeing them.
I'm excited to see it.
Let's do it. Do we have music or something? Some kind of fanfare?
Boing.
Boing. All right. The suspense is killing me. Is this weird? My camera keeps moving. I'm not moving anywhere, but the camera keeps changing.
I know people are pointing out they're noticing your auto camera. Yeah, that's cool, Don.
Beautiful. It's such a great color wave, huh?
Yeah, it looks awesome. People really responded to it. And it looks, as cool as it looks in images, it really looks great in real life also. There's that receipts tag shirt.
That'll be Jesse's favorite.
I'm not sure if we've added that to the store yet. I know we're putting it up, but it might not be on the store yet. But it's coming up very soon.
Yeah. Nice.
Very nice. Cool,
Some
Don.
beautiful shots. So you'll be seeing those out in the wild soon, those shots, and plenty more of our wonderful apparel in the wild. It's so good to see it. I know you guys were talking about it, and I don't really want to harp on about it, but it's so cool seeing it out in the wild. Can't wait for more of it to get down under and into the land of the long white cloud and be seen out and about.
So Trevor, we consistently put out our podcast every other week. This is our 33rd, so we've done a lot of them. We have regularly scheduled spaces. You do your town square every other week. I do my Skeptic Spaces every other week. So we get a lot of opportunities to get our message out there, to communicate and get input from the community. But it's been a long time since we've had just a kind of a hardcore AMA, something that is really community focused. It's a more intimate setting where we really get input and feedback from the community. And where it all started before we branched off and moved the podcast to YouTube, before we started doing all the Twitter spaces, where all of our communications originated was in our Discord, right? The nerve center, the heart of the brand. And so I think, right, this is the idea. We're going to host another AMA back in the Discord, just like we used to. Is that the plan?
Yeah, so that'll be happening next week, and we've got a few things to kind of go over in that. Obviously, it's been a while between drinks, so looking forward to getting together with everybody and having a chat and a bit of a catch up, and answering any questions that people have got. There's always things that we don't know about that are on people's minds. So yeah, it's going to be good to get some FaceTime with everybody and do it in the Discord like the good old days.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. I look forward to it. This industry moves so fast and things change so quickly that it's important to keep that line of communication open and to constantly be communicating back and forth. Yeah, so I look forward to that opportunity.
And while we're plugging things that are coming up, my town square in next week, what is it, the 22nd of May, is shaping up to be a cool one. So we're talking AI games. There seems to be a fair bit of interest and activity in that space right now with new games rolling out and bits of functionality actually coming to life. So we're going to have a couple of special guests and talk a little bit about what's going on in the AI gaming space. So don't miss that.
And since we're plugging stuff, I did not have a Skeptic Spaces last week. So we've already covered how momentous, how action-packed the last couple of weeks have been around drug receipts. But last weekend, I was in Austin. I was not available for the Skeptic Spaces. And in fact, neither was one of my co-hosts, my daughter, Lulu Eisenberg, because the Skeptic Spaces is always hosted by Lulu, Dia, and myself. But Lulu and I were in Austin because Lulu was graduating in college. She got her bachelor's in neuroscience, and she's going to be going on to, round of applause for sure. I mean, I couldn't be more proud. But she's next semester, she's coming back to Dallas. She's going to UTD, where she's going to get her doctorate in decision making. And
so she's coming back to go to school, not to help in the family business. She's giving up the opportunity to fold shirts, pack them in nice boxes, ship them out to our beautiful snugglers all around the world. She's decided to go and do some kind of doctorate or something instead. I mean, Arlo,
Trevor,
what are the priorities here?
She can work on her doctorate, however much time that takes. But if she's going to be here, she will definitely, or we will find time. We will find things for her to do. So we'll be able to put her to work, no doubt.
She's already been put up into our task list, right? We've already got tasks assigned and waiting for Lulu when she arrives.
Yeah. I can't wait. But so congratulations, Lulu. We're all very proud of you. And me at the very top, I'm super proud. So it's been a really eventful last couple of weeks. But we will be back to our regularly scheduled programming with Skeptic Spaces next week. So keep an eye out for that.
Awesome.
What else? That's a lot of stuff.
I think that's it. I think we've come to the end of the run show. Run a show.
All right. So one more time, a big happy birthday to Jamie. Hopefully she's not still driving, not still listening to us.
A shout out to Jen. But wait, before you guys jump out, there is one little thing, as Steve Jobs used to say. But wait, one more thing. We haven't actually awarded the random receipt from the Kill Team Stabby collection. And so there is a receipt that everybody watched us draw a few weeks back on the podcast that is going out to one lucky winner. So we thought, now that they're out in the wild, all those tokens exist on the blockchain, what better time than to draw that winner right here, right now on the podcast? So,
Acro, what are the chances how fast do you think we could pull that one? The one shot, a JPEG or a video of the one shot NFT. We don't have to wait for it. We can start going.
Carry on. All I'm going to say is that hopefully, I know Jamie, it's your birthday and everything. You just got yours. If you come up winning this one, I'm just going to put it out there right now that I'll buy you a few rounds of drinks for your birthday, but we're going to redraw it.
Yeah.
Because everybody knows that when we roll these things, when Jesse's in charge and she's backstage, hopefully putting this all together in a quick picker right now. And typically Jamie wins. Everybody knows that. It's almost like a part of every campaign and every competition that we do.
That's why it's called the Drug Receipts Jamie Wheel of Fortune.
Yep. And so, Jesse, are we able to do a Drug Receipts Jamie Wheel of Fortune for the onesie? And do we have an image of it that we can show? It's up online, isn't it? Is it on the collection?
Acro knows where it is. He can find it. And let me make sure I've got this right, Trevor. What's going to happen? We have a total number of capsules that are out there, right?
Mm-hmm. There's 437, I think, from memory. So there's 437.
So that's all the T-shirts, all the hats, all the hoodies, all the onesies, every capsule that came out of the collection. The total number is, what'd you say it was?
437. Somebody fact check me on that. I haven't looked on OpenSea, but yeah, I believe there's 437 or somewhere in there about. So every single token. So if you minted a capsule and you own 4 tokens or 3 tokens, depending on whether you got the Broken Hearts Club surprise NFT or not, all of those tokens are in the draw, and somebody will have the token that we draw and win the thermal receipt.
Also, by the way, because you just reminded me, that's one thing that we also have to mention before we wrap this thing up. But the Broken Hearts capsules that some of you have in your wallets, that is going to be a very special digital wearable, much in the same spirit as the Nightmare digital wearables that we did that had the animated T-shirts. So just in case anybody's wondering, if you're ready to claim your physical apparel and have them shipped to you, there's nothing else physical that's going to come in the Broken Hearts capsules. You don't have to wait for that. You can go ahead and get your orders in now. There is something really special, really cool coming, but it should not hold up your physical orders. It will be a digital wearable only.
And we're holding that back because we're so excited about it that we want to make a big deal out of the drop of that. So those of you who are lucky enough to have one, there's something pretty rare and pretty special coming for those holders. So stay tuned, and maybe keep that one.
So did we get confirmation, Trevor, on the total number?
I don't know. I'm flying blind just like you are, mate. Jesse, do we have a screen share? Are we able to do the picker, or are we going to take a screenshot of it maybe and share it, the winner?
Oh, Acro says 473. Is that what we said?
473.
Yeah.
So while that's happening, I've got a shot here of the one-shot receipt.
And Trevor, let's establish out front who all is disqualified. I know I'm disqualified. I don't need to draw a receipt for myself. Who else is disqualified?
I think hang on, I think I've broken the machine. I think all
Who?
team are out. Members of the team, the drug receipts. If we hold,
Man, you're having. Oh, it's because. Are you trying to share your screen? Yeah. Well, there's the receipt. So that's the receipt that we're going to give away. That we did that on a live drawing on a previous podcast. That was actually art directed by the community. That came from you guys. The idea to have Tabby holding a syringe, one shot. So yeah, so we're gonna give away that NFT, and I will also mail the actual physical thermal receipt to whoever wins it. So you get the digital NFT, and you also get the hand-drawn thermal receipt. We'll just have to capture your wallet info and your shipping info, and we'll send it out to you. It's a really cool package.
that rugged me. I don't know what you guys were seeing, but everything went frozen for me, and that was that. I had to jump out and jump back in again. God, I love technology. It seems to follow me around. I have the same thing with Twitter Spaces. There's just one particular guest every week. Just I can't hear them. It's difficult.
Twitter Spaces can be brutal
when you can't. Okay, frozen image. Acro saying to me the frozen image was amazing. So I'm glad you all enjoyed that. Maybe somebody grabbed a screenshot of it and can memeify me out in the world. Do we have a screen share set up yet for the
Technical's roasting you pretty good in the YouTube comments.
What's that?
Technical is roasting you pretty good in the YouTube comments.
Yeah, Technical.
Just but you're on dial-up.
Yeah,
Auckland Wi-Fi.
Nick never misses an opportunity to take the piss out of me. But you know, we roll with it. It's a backwards and forwards kind of thing.
Yeah. You're the only one with a mic right now, so watch out.
Yeah, because if I don't have the mic and then this thing doesn't, yeah, it's a bit of a, I don't know, like a weird and wonderful setup that I have here. I don't think it's compliant with health and safety standards. I don't think it's optimally set up to perform. It's just something that I keep sort of tacking things onto as I get distracted by shiny new toys online that I want to buy and have to have. Okay. I think we're obviously having some serious problems getting Jesse's screen to share, which is going to make it hard, and mine didn't work either. So we might have to run the picker and announce it in the Discord, I think, and we'll pop up a video in the Discord announcing the winner, and we'll all find out then because we were going to do it live, so we don't know who it is. So make sure you jump into the Discord straight after the broadcast, and we will post the winner of the one-shot thermal receipt. Oh, just like that. Here it is. Okay. What a great, amazing interface. Yes, let's do it. Numbers between 1 and 473. Drum roll, please.
Wow.
Now, there's no way we could be faking this, right? If we were faking this and this was the setup, this is a really grandiose pre-scripted event to make this work.
And then what's going to happen? Acro's going to run and track down the token ID and see whose wallet it's in?
Yeah, we just announced it so everybody will know that token number 436 is the winner. Congratulations. You just won the thermal receipt. And token number 436. Let me just see what that is. It's a onesie.
Is it really?
It is. It is. Wow. I have it on my screen. It is a onesie owned by a non-named or personalized wallet. But yeah, bunch of walkers in there. So it sounds like one of the Walker World folk have bagged
spoil of riches
the thermal receipt. So if you are the proud owner of token number 436, congratulations. You need to raise a ticket in our Discord and we'll validate that process and send you your thermal receipt, which are super rare, almost impossible to get. I don't have one. Brooke doesn't have one. I don't know if anyone in the team even has one. They're very, very rare and hard to find unless you happen to frequent the downtown Richardson, Texas, and the same cafes and restaurants that Arlo goes to, you might get lucky to find one on the counter after he leaves. There you go. So I think that does officially bring us to the end of the show. Congratulations, winners everywhere. Lots of updates. Big AMA coming up in a couple of weeks or so time. Look forward to seeing everybody there in the Discord. And thank you all so much for being amazing, keeping this project charged up and hyped. There's always lots of excitement and fun and laughter and good conversation happening in the Discord. Everybody's sharing lots of unique and interesting content with our wearables and creating their own and doing all sorts of awesome shit out there in the Twitterverse. So we love you all and thank you so much for being a big part of what we're trying to build here.
And happy birthday, Jamie. All right, snugs and kisses. Jamie. We'll see you all next time. See you in the AMA. See you in the Discord. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.